Cooperative Credit Union Limited, providing quality financial services to our members. The Portland Cooperative Credit Union, conveniently located at 31 West Street, Port Antonio, telephone 993-2608 or 993-2806, and Telners Street, Buff Bay, telephone 913-6812. Portland Cooperative Credit Union Limited, moving ahead and serving you better.
Good evening to all our listeners out there. I'm your host for this evening show. The name is Anthony Morrison, and I'm marketing manager with Portland Credit Union. This is a special in Credit Union Week celebration. And with me, in fact, I must say to you, our listeners, that we have an interesting program lined up for you. And this week being Credit Union Week, and you all know what credit union stands for. It is that institution of choice, that place where you get good quality service, that place where you invest, that place where you feel comfortable with their customer service. So we boast a good quality customer service. We boast good products at Portland Credit Union. And we're here this evening, all of 1 hour we're going to be spending with you to tell you about Credit Union, to tell you about the things that we have been doing on this show. We're going to be talking about Credit Union. So, we started this week activity under the theme, Local Service, Global Good. Because at Portland Credit Union, at credit unions in Jamaica, we've been providing good services. And credit unions are all over this world, all over. You find them in many different countries around the world. Listeners, I tell you, this is going to be an interesting program this evening. Now, there are many things that I must talk about on this show. And in fact, we're going to be talking about the Joy of Savings pageant. I know you must want to know what that is all about. We're going to be talking to a number of persons, interesting persons we have lined up here for you. We have some students from the Titchfield High School who did well at their recent external exams. We have some of the contestants, you'll be hearing from them this afternoon, who will be participating in the Joy of Savings pageant sponsored by Portland Co-op Credit Union. We'll be talking also, we'll be doing a direct link with one of the senior managers at CUNA Mutual, CFMG Live, formerly CUNA Mutual Group in Kingston, Miss Philippa Beckford. We'll be doing a phone link with her, so she'll be telling you about the Family Indemnity Plan. I know many of you would want to know about the Family Indemnity Plan. So you'll be hearing from her, and also we have a special from the CFMG group. Also, it's called the Open Enrollment Period. And during this period, there are a number of benefits that one can derive by enrolling during this period, and also by changing their plans, by upgrading their family indemnity plans to the bigger and better family indemnity plans. And all the other benefits, you'll be hearing from her on those issues as well. So that's Miss Philippa Beckford, one of the senior managers with the CFMG Live group. That's the formerly CUNA Mutual Group. And CUNA Mutual is that company that has been providing insurance coverages for credit unions right across the globe, and also for credit union members. So you'll be hearing more about that as well. We have also in studio this evening, I told you we'll be having an interesting show. Also in studio this evening, we have a number of the contestants participating in the Miss Joy of Savings pageant. Guess what? I have a little surprise for you as well. Our general manager, Mr. Martin Blackwood, would be on show as well. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's an interesting evening. Now, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I must bring your attention to the week of activities that we have lined up for you. And we start this week under the theme, Local Service, Global Good. And we start this week with a church service at the Hope Bible Church on Follow Road. That was on Sunday. So we had a wonderful church service. So let us big up the members of the Hope Bible Church, Port Antonio. Yes, we were treated well. and we did enjoy the celebration. We did enjoy the service at the Houghton Bible Church on yesterday morning. So we're here, and you're tuned to Styles FM 96.1 and 96.7. I'm your host, Anthony Morrison. Now, with me, as I told you before, we have two beautiful young ladies. And these two ladies, they are not part of the Joy of Savings pageant. They are students, sixth form students at Titchfield High School in the parish of Portland. Now, we have to my immediate left, we have Miss Shamara Lawrence. And I tell you something about this young lady. It's one of those ladies who who benefited from the GSAT bursaries many years ago, and she managed to maintain an average of above 75%. And each year she got an assistance, a grant to go back to school from the credit union because she performed well. Welcome to our show.
Good evening, listeners. My name is Shamar Lawrence, and I've been a recipient of the Port Antonio Cooperative Credit Union bursary for the past 5 years.
Yes, so she has been one of the recipients, and she's a very brilliant young lady. And I'm going to be asking you, we know that you did your external exams recently, and we want you to boast. We want to boast, and we want to celebrate with you. Tell us about your CXC results.
Well, last year I did one C6 subject, social studies, and I got it in distinction. And this year I did 9 C6 subjects, and I got them all in grade 1s.
Now, that's by any measure, by any standard, that is what we call excellence. That is excellence. So I must say, Shamar, that the credit union family is celebrating with you. And we know that this is not done by just, wasting time or, just by having pure ledger at home. But tell us about some of your study techniques. You must have put in some real hard work.
Well, to be this successful, it takes hard work and dedication. It takes a lot of study time, and idle time has to be eliminated, and leisure time has to be reduced, and you dedicate yourself to studying and SBAs most of the times.
So it's studying and SBAs most of the time. But you do find time for a little recreation.
Yes, sir. All work and no play make Shamara dumb girl.
Okay. That one is interesting. Now, at this time, I'm going to be bringing on the show Miss Anika Komai. Welcome to our show.
Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Anika Komai, and I've been a recipient of the Portland Corporate Credit Union for 5 years also.
For 5 years?
Yes.
Now, tell us, how did you get to learn about the GSAT bursary offered by Portland Credit Union?
It's my principal, Miss Mangaroo from the Orange Bay Primary School. She introduced me to it, and from there on, I continued to be a part of it.
You continue to be a part of it because guess what? One of the criteria under this GSAT bursary program is that once they were previously selected for GSAT bursary compliments of Portland Credit Union, then they ought to maintain a 75% average. If they do, each year they'll get an additional grant to go back to school. And this young lady has managed to maintain her average above 75, and for the last 5 years, she was awarded with a grant to go back to school. We are very proud of you. But in addition to that, Miss Anika Komai, can you tell us about your external exams?
My external exam, they were like, first, there was a lot of work to put in. Some of the time the teacher doesn't do enough, so you got to ask for additional help or seek additional help somewhere else. You got to be more dedicated. You got to be very dedicated to do it.
To get these results?
Yes.
All right. What your results were like?
I got 2 2s and 7 1s.
So you got 7 distinction and
Yes.
2 credits.
Yeah.
Now, that again, by any standard, is excellent work. Do you have family support? What's your...
My mother doesn't work. She's a shopkeeper. My father is a policeman.
Okay, but in terms of your studying, I mean, you
Oh.
get help to study at home, or...
My family is not that of a brilliant kind of people, but father can't help me, mother can't help me.
But they give you a little support
They
in
give
terms
me a
of assisting you with
yeah.
studying and
Yes.
and so forth and so on.
Yes.
Well, I want to just add that it is important when you see young, brilliant students, excel, especially in academics. You know, not everybody will be good at sports or athletics and so on. But when you see young people gravitate to the acquisition of getting a good education, then it's commendable. We must commend them for their efforts. So at this time, I'm going to publicly on this show big up these 2 young ladies. The Portland Credit Union want to celebrate with you, and we have been celebrating with you. We have celebrated your accomplishments. Before we go, can you just tell us what would you like to become?
I'd like to become a medical doctor in the future.
Okay, that's Miss Amika Komai. She wants to be a medical doctor. Miss Shamara Lawrence, tell us what you want to become.
Well, I would love to become a biochemist or a biophysicist in the field of research.
Field of research, and
Yes,
she wants
sir.
to be a biophysicist or a biochemist. Now, I must say that with your results, then nothing is unattainable for you. Let me thank you for coming and sharing your story on our show, our special edition of Talking About Credit Union on Styles FM
Yeah.
96.1. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue to talk more in Talking About our Credit Union.
This is Styles FM.
Take us to work. Take us on the go. Take us wherever you go. Styles FM.
Take Styles FM with you on the go. The number for USA 213-992-4360. That's 213-992-4360. And for the United Kingdom, 033-0010-3322. That's 033-0010-3322.
Styles FM.
Hey, from here, the voice, hello, Ira. I'm here for Portland Escape Weekend. You know the beach rave style, no? I know October 20th at Winifred Beach. You know admission are only 3 bills, you know? And special guest artist at Turbulence. You know music by Vice Plan Sound, DJ Inferno, DJ Bigger 5, DJ Satan and DJ Syrian. Sponsored by African, Real Nephew and Walker. Everything up. Gate open from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah.
Source Cellular, your authorized Digicel dealer, is the ultimate one-stop for all your cellular phones, phone credit, and accessories. For everything cellular, make it the Source. Visit us at the location nearest to you, 173 Mountain View Avenue, Kingston 6. Shop number 2, 27 Alliance Plaza, Kingston 10, and 12 Main Street, Ocho Rios. Source Cellular, come to the Source.
Portlanders, Acan Auto Technology, located at 33 Bombrook Crescent, Port Antonio. Visit us for all your auto repair and servicing. We offer computerized wheel alignment, computerized wheel balancing, suspension checks, AC repair, inspection, and all your auto repair needs. For complete auto repair and service, visit or call Acan Auto Technology today at 715-5205. And remember, we are located at 33 Bombrook Crescent.
Portland Cooperative Credit Union Limited, providing quality financial services to our members. The Portland Cooperative Credit Union, conveniently located at 31 West Street, Port Antonio, telephone 993-2608 or 993-2806, and 10 Nelson Street, Buff Bay, telephone 913-6812. Portland Cooperative Credit Union Limited, moving ahead and serving you better.
Welcome back to Talking Credit on Styles FM 89. I'm your host, Anthony Morrison, in studios this evening. Now, I promised you earlier that we'll be linking with one of the managers at CFMG Live in Kingston, now formerly CUNA Mutual Group. Now, this insurance company is one of those companies that provide or have been providing insurance coverages for credit unions and credit union members. Now, we have with us Miss Philippa Beckford. Welcome to our Talking Credit program.
Thank you, Anthony. It's a pleasure to be calling in to you.
Yes.
Sorry I'm not there in person as I usually am.
Yes. It's a pleasure to have you. We are blessed with your presence, ma'am.
Yes,
well,
sir.
By way of the phone.
Yes.
Now, tell us something more about the family indemnity plan. I know it's one of those insurance coverages that provides coverage for persons at death. Give us your spin on it. What is the family indemnity plan?
Okay, the family indemnity plan is really an insurance product geared towards the family members of the member and members of the family, and those are defined as spouse or significant other.
Yes.
And for significant other, one, and spouse, one.
Yes.
Parents.
Even though in Jamaican society, it
yes,
differs.
I specify one.
Yes.
You can't have a spouse and a significant.
And an assistant spouse.
No, we don't deal with that. It's straight family business
Interesting.
we're dealing with.
Yes, continue.
So it's a member of the credit union and or any other organization that are policyholders with us.
Yes.
It is a member of the policyholder of the credit union. The member's spouse or significant other, as I mentioned before, member's parents, or in the absence of the member's parents, the parents of the member's spouse. But there is one caveat to that. Only two parents for the life of the certificate. In other words, if the member's parents are eligible for coverage,
yes,
then they are added. If they are not eligible because they are over the age 75 or they are dead, then they can cover the spouse's parents.
Yes.
Because it is assumed that if you're a partnership, then if the spouse's parents die, the member will still have some financial responsibilities.
Yes. Well, let me ask though, Filippo.
All those persons though must be under age 76 at the time when they're enrolled.
Okay.
So
there are age limitations.
If you are over 75.
Okay. Now, let me ask though, can you have a combination of one person from the in-law side and a parent? Can there be a combination?
Yes, you can cover any two, assuming that you have 4 eligible persons.
Yes.
You can cover any two.
Okay, good.
You can cover a mother-in-law and a mother.
Okay, good.
You can cover a father-in-law and a father.
Okay.
Or you can cover a mother-in-law and a father.
Okay, good.
We also do accept step-parents, but there must be proof of a relationship.
Okay.
So that is a little bit harder
to prove.
But there has to be proof of the relationship.
Okay. Let me add though.
And if you have a step-parent, you must have a parent.
Yes. But I noticed that in this time, you are now in a period that you promote has a open enrollment period. What is the significance of this open enrollment period?
What it is, we believe that family indemnity plan is one of those plans that every family in Jamaica should have. In fact, the product is available throughout the Caribbean as well, to credit union members, that is. So we believe it's a product that every single credit union member should have, whether you're covered as an insured person or you're covered as a member.
Yes.
The open enrollment period is also our way of celebrating with the membership and persons who have had the family indemnity plan for a long period of time, or even if you just took it out over a year ago. What we're doing is offering the opportunity to upgrade your plan Now you can upgrade your plan from one level to the next. We have 6 plans, plan A, B, C, D, and E, and F. Yes. However, for this open enrollment period, you can go from A to B, C, or D, or E.
So it
but
must
you
be an
go from
improvement.
D to F. If you convert an existing E plan to F, you have a 6-month waiting period because we had given that open enrollment period early in the year.
Okay, for that group.
Where we just launched Plan F in February.
Yes.
We had given open enrollment period for persons who had a Plan E or any plan that they had and moved up to Plan F.
Yes.
So now we're giving the other persons who are moving up to other plans
Okay.
the opportunity to have an open enrollment period. And what the open enrollment period means is that once you sign in today, your effective date of coverage is going to be the 1st of November.
Yes.
So anytime you sign in,
that's the
your
first of the new
date
month.
is going to be the 1st of the month following.
Right.
And it simply means that you sign in today, pay your premiums, your coverage is effective the 1st of November.
Yes.
If death occurs the 1st of November, we'll pay the claim.
Okay.
If it occurs prior to, if it occurs in October, then there's no claim because you don't have an effective coverage.
Okay. And that would lead me to ask another question, Filippo, is that what if 2 persons on the plan dies the same time?
If you have 6 persons on the plan and there are 6 eligible family members that have been approved by us,
yes,
and all 6 should die, we pay all 6 premiums, 6 coverage.
Okay.
So irrespective of each person is insured for their respective amounts,
yeah,
and we pay each claim as that claim becomes due.
Okay. I heard you mention,
point out, though, that, and I just want to make sure that your members understand that the open enrollment period is only for upgrades, which means that you would have had a plan already.
And you want to upgrade to
you want to upgrade to a higher plan.
To a higher plan. So there's no downgrading allowed in the
If you
open.
upgrade to a higher plan to get the open enrollment, you cannot downgrade. You have to do over your plan.
Okay.
You can't downgrade. You can't move from E back to A.
Right.
Right? So it must be carefully thought out and be done for the right reasons.
Okay. Tell us, I heard you mention that there are time limitation in terms of the adults that are on the plan. They ought to go on there prior to age 76. But is there a limitation on the age for the children?
For the children?
Yes.
Children will be added between age 1 and 25. That point they are considered to be dependent of the member, and these are your children.
Yes.
Either by marriage or by adoption.
Yes.
And they are removed automatically from the plan at age 26. So
okay.
Or if they get married.
Okay.
So if the child is married, they are not a dependent.
Okay.
When they get to age 26, they are automatically removed from the program.
And the school of thought behind that is that by age 27, they would have started their own families.
By age 26, you should have your own plan.
You should have your own plan.
Yeah, we don't consider you at age 26. We don't consider to be a dependent because I think we've factored in like you finished school, went to university.
Yes.
So you have pretty much graduated from the plan.
Yes.
You graduate from school, graduate from university. You're now a big person.
Yes.
You're no longer dependent, so you should get your own plan.
Okay, okay.
So ages 1 through to 25.
Okay.
And for the parents and the spouse and the parents of the member, spouse and parents of the member, or the parents of the spouse, they must not yet have reached 76. So if you're 75 today,
yes,
and you would have been 76 tomorrow, you'd have had to sign the plan today.
Today. Okay.
And once you sign on, sometimes when we talk about it like that, persons get the feeling that once you get to 76, you come off. No. Yes. You have to sign on before you get to 76, but you stay on for as long as the premiums are paid.
Right. And in terms of affordability, though,
is when the premiums are not paid.
Right. And in terms of affordability, how cost effective would you say these coverage are?
Very cost effective, Anthony, because we have looked at one of the reasons why we keep adding plans is because persons keep asking for higher coverage limits.
Yes.
But you notice that we have not removed the lower plans because we still believe that everybody dies at some point in time.
Yes.
And funeral expenses are not going away. And so we have Plan A, which is a total of $80,000. That's the benefit.
Right.
The premium for that is $422.40, which is less than a piece of chicken.
Right.
Right? So if you're going to go buy the jump and chicken or a piece of jerk chicken, you probably spend more than $500.
Right.
And that is just one time per month to cover 6 eligible family members.
So if you should work it down to what is a unit cost, it would have been 422 divided by 6. It's almost
by
nothing.
6, right.
So
and that is
it's
monthly.
quite cost effective.
Yeah.
And
so
there's
the
a
other-
range from 80,000 coverage to
650,000.
And there's many different permutations within
Right.
that range.
And so what is there that we recognize that there are persons who will be able to, at this point in time, may be able to afford 422.40 now.
Yeah.
And they can upgrade at some point in time.
Yeah.
So you can move from one plan to the next based on your affordability. You can move every year because you're allowed to upgrade once per year.
Yeah.
So even though we have this upgrade open enrollment period, if someone has already upgraded since this year started, then they can't upgrade again.
Okay.
All right. So it's once in any 12-month period.
Is one upgrade per 12-month period?
Per 12-month period, yes.
Okay, good. Quite clear.
All right. So that is important to note, that if they have already upgraded in a 12-month period, then they can't participate in this.
Okay.
This is for persons who have not yet upgraded for within a 12-month period.
Yes.
And you upgrade, and when they upgrade, they know they have to change your premium. You have to pay the new premium. You have to be current. You cannot be in a waiting period. In other words, if you signed on 5 months ago,
yes,
you could not convert this month. You'd have to finish your 6-month waiting
6 months
period.
waiting period.
Right, before
Now,
you can upgrade.
My final question to you, Filippo,
Yes.
is in terms of making a claim, how speedily this process normally takes? How quick is it normally settled?
We pay premiums within 48 hours.
Within 48 hours?
Yes. And we say within 48 hours. If everything is okay, I mean, all the documents come into us, and and everything is fine, we pay you we pay you your money within 48 hours. And of course, you'd wish for me to advise the members that because this benefit is provided through the credit union,
yes,
all the transaction happens at the credit union.
Right.
So we settle the claim, but it is the credit union that actually pays the check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This benefit is made available to the members of the Portland Credit Union.
Okay.
In other words, they couldn't walk into us and buy. They had to come through
Go
you.
through the credit union, yes.
Right.
All right. Let me thank you again, listeners. That was Miss Philippa Beckford, and she's one of the executive managers at CFMG Live, CUNA Mutual Group. Miss Philippa Beckford, let me thank you again for participating in our Talking Credit. CMFG.
FG Live, yes.
Live,
CUNA Mutual Group, yes.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Wish I could have been in Portland enjoying your salubrious climate at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming and thanks for participating. Have a wonderful
It's a
rest of the
pleasure,
day.
Always, yes.
Good.
Okay, Anthony. Have a great credit union week.
I will.
Yes.
And I'm sure our members will.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, that was Miss Philippa Beckford, one of the senior managers at CFMG Live. And you have heard about the family indemnity plan offered by CFMG Live through credit unions, and in this case, Portland Credit Union. Now, listeners, remember, we said on this program earlier that we are blessed with the presence of some beautiful ladies in studio with us this afternoon. And at this time, we have two beautiful ladies, and these two ladies are participating in the Joy of Savings pageant. Now, I did mention earlier that our general manager, Mr. Martin Blackwood, would also be on the show. So before we get to our general manager, we have these two beautiful young ladies, and I really don't want to get to the general manager until I'm finished with these two beautiful ladies. So we have with us Miss Sanisha Parsons, and we have Miss Dwanik Pasley on our program, and they are two of the contestants participating in the Joy of Savings pageant sponsored by Portland Credit Union, the financial institution of choice. Portland Credit Union, that institution that is moving ahead and serving you better. Now, Miss Parsons, how did you get to know about this pageant?
Well, Mr. Morrison, I have been a member of the credit union from a very tender age.
Yeah.
So, yes, in recent years, I've also been an active member, and a member of your staff approached me and asked me to be a part of it, and I thought, well, why not?
Since you have been with the credit union for so many years. And I
Yes,
tell
sir.
you, listeners, about this young lady as well. She too was one of the GSAT bursary recipient for many years. She managed to have kept her averages at above 75% most cases, sometimes way above that. And she's now an upper six student at Titchfield.
Yes.
And she did well. Could you tell us some more about your external exams?
Well, recently I sat for CAPE subjects, Unit 1, and I'm looking to sit 4 more, Unit 2, Biology, Pure Mathematics, Chemistry, and Communication Studies or CARIB Studies.
Okay. And you're not CAPE now. Prior to CAPE, you had CSET subjects. What were they like?
I did 10 CSEC subjects in all. I got 7 ones and 3 twos.
Seven ones and 3 twos.
Yes.
And that's also a commendable effort, I must tell you.
Thank you.
Excellent work. Now, the Joy of Savings pageant. This is a pageant sponsored by Portland Credit Union. And in this pageant, each participant represents a product of the credit union. What product do you represent?
I am Miss Children Education Plan.
Your Miss Children Education Plan. And we want you to tell our listeners why should they participate in the Children Education Plan Treasure Chest account.
Okay. So the Treasure Chest account basically caters for ages 0 to 15 years. There are 2 sections. You have the Starlet account and the Dollar Wizard. The Starlet account is for the earlier ages, birth to 9, and the Dollar Wizard is ages 10 to 15. And I would encourage all parents who have children to save in the Treasure Chest account because, well, encouraging your child to save encourages smarts with budgeting and money in the future. Helps them to be financially stable in their path along life.
So it helps them to develop that habit of thrift, of saving.
Yes.
To put aside reserves for when they don't have much.
And when they'll need it.
And for when yes.
Saving for a rainy day.
Right. And I'm certain that your movie must have been making provision for you.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm happy that the credit union was able to assist you in your educational advancement. It is important for all of us to get good quality education and so on. So we have the Treasure Chest account for that. But this pageant that you have now entered, I'm just going to ask you to, within half a minute, to just say to our listeners exactly what you'd want them to do to make you crowned with the joy of savings, to be the joy of savings champion.
Okay. All I really need is your support. All you listeners, please, I need your support. Just go to the Portland Cooperative Credit Union Limited page on Facebook and like my videos, 2 videos, a speech and a creative piece, and my picture, Miss Children Education Plan, Sanisha Parsons.
Thank you. Thank you. Next we have,
you're welcome,
on my immediate left, my far left, sorry, Miss Dwanique Pasley. And could you tell us what product you represent?
I represent the Senior Citizens Bonanza Club.
The Senior Citizens Bonanza Club.
Yes.
And tell us, why should anyone save in the Senior Citizens Bonanza Savings Club?
This product offered by the credit union is for persons who are 50 years and older. And being a senior doesn't mean that you are excluded from the expenses which may arise in life. And so it's always good, even at the age of 50, that we, save up our little monies, because medical expenses may arise. Retirement is coming up shortly. So it's a very good product, and persons who are within this age group should really think about it and go to the credit union and join in saving with the Senior Citizens Bonanza Club.
No, I haven't said anything about your, but the fact that you're a sixth form student, could you tell us something more about your educational background, your results, and so on?
Yes, I took 11 CSEC subjects, and I got them all, 6 1s and 5 2s. And recently I sat 4 CAPES, literatures in English, communication studies, biology, and chemistry. And I got 3 1s and 1 3.
3 1s and 1 3.
Yes.
Okay, very, very good. I know that the credit union is celebrating with you, and the listeners are also celebrating with you. And I must say, listeners, that it is important for you to tell you these stories of these students who have excelled, who have managed to attain good quality education and is on the right path. Too often we promote the students who are not performing well, and students who are deviant and so on. You see them on the news so frequent. So when we have good things to talk about, then we need to talk about the good things. Yes. Tell us what you'd want the viewers to do for you so that you can be crowned Miss Joy of Saving.
Well, I would like the listeners to go on the Portland Cooperative Credit Union Facebook page, like the page, and scroll and look for my videos, the product response, and my creative ad, which is in the form of a skit, and also my picture. I am Dwanique Pasley, Miss Senior Citizens Bonanza Club.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, I must say that I'm indeed happy to be sharing the same space with these ladies, but we must bring the general manager on set. So let me again thank you for coming and participating on the show, and our listeners will hear much more about the Joy of Savings pageant final night, that this Thursday, International Credit Union Day, one of these beautiful young ladies would be crowned the Portland Credit Union Miss Joy of Saving. Thank you for coming and participating in our show, Talking Credit. I'm your host, Anthony Morrison, and we'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue with an interview with our general manager, and then we'll be having, you'll be hearing from the other 2 contestants in the Miss Joy of Savings. pageant.
Do you have or are you seeking a place to rent, seeking employment or have a job vacancy? Are you selling a car or having a garage sale? Then come see us. Let Styles do the advertising for you and you'll be on your way in no time. Contact us at 876-286-9216 or 439-5160. Advertising Style. Advertise with Styles.
Portland Cooperative Credit Union Limited, providing quality financial services to our members. The Portland Cooperative Credit Union, conveniently located at 31 West Street, Port Antonio, telephone 993-2608 or 993-2806, and Telners Street, Buff Bay, telephone 913-6812. Portland Cooperative Credit Union Limited, moving ahead and serving you better.
Welcome back to Talking Credit on Styles FM 96.1, 96.7. I'm your host this evening on a special edition of our program for International Credit Union Week. All of 1 hour with you. And it's an interesting program this evening. You must have experienced that portion that has passed. And this portion has now started. Now, we have with us listeners, Miss Christina Williams, and she is the other contestant that we have participating in the Miss Joy of Savings pageant. And we have, to my immediate left, our general manager, none other than Mr. Martin Blackwood. Welcome you both to our show.
Thank you very much.
Now, I'd want for you to expound on the whole idea of our level of community involvement, the credit union's community involvement activities.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for having me. And it's my pleasure to speak with the listeners of Styles FM. The credit union, what it is a people's business. It's a financial partner for all Portlanders. And when we speak of Portlanders, we speak to not those who are residing in the parish of Portland, but those who are from the parish of Portland and live elsewhere. So all Portlanders, whether you're living in the parish or outside the parish, we are referring to you as part of the family for the credit union. Regarding the credit union's outreach in the activities to build the community relationship, having said that the credit union belongs to the people, we know we must do all things that are possible to ensure that the community benefits directly and indirectly from the credit union. Subsequently, each year we allocate from our surplus, and please note, surplus, because the credit union remains one of the most profitable credit unions in Jamaica. We allocate an average of $3.5 million every year from our surplus for education and outreach. Well, this year, Anthony, that was increased from $3.5 million to $4 million.
Yes.
And that itself is used in various ways to ensure that football is promoted, netball is maintained, athletics at the primary and all age, the young children, those in basic school, the creative art, the creative art expression. And now we're adding more. We have our GSAT bursary, we have the Howard Paulwell Scholarship, and we also have the Howard Paulwell Grant and Special Assistance Program. So the aim is to ensure that all Portlanders get some benefit from the credit union. And I want to add something else. We probably the only institution right now that have what is called a pre-college and a pre-university program.
Yes.
Where we take students who have done well and have them and they are ready for college. We keep them for 6 months to a year, let them have experience and also earn a stipend that can take them into college or university. So the program that we have is one that is comprehensive, very, very comprehensive, and all in the interest of maintaining a solid relationship between the credit union and Portlanders and all other persons who are attached to Portland.
I think that maybe what would have been particularly interesting for the students is the application process. Could you just expound on how are they to apply for the pre-college or pre-university program?
Well, if those students who have completed sixth form or in some instances fifth form and are not planning to go into sixth form, we ask them to apply. We select from the number of applications we receive those who we consider are the best, and then we conduct interviews and select from that group the best. So we invite persons to apply. And since the credit union maintains its standard of excellence, we want to say to every child out there, you need to perform very well. You need to lift your standard. You need to deliver. Because the world of work is not waiting on you to come with mediocrity. The world of work is seeking excellence. And so it's going to be hard for us to have 20 students with 8 1s and 2s, CAPE 2s and 3s, and then to select students with 5 grade 2 and 3. It can't happen. It won't happen. So we are saying to you, excellence is where we are asking for. So those students who have performed excellently, those are the ones we are inviting to apply. And when they apply, we select the best from that group. And each year, we have at least 9 students performing, well, 3, 4, and 4, 8 students performing the role of playing that pre-college, pre-university program. Yes. And then we also have a very strong summer program where we also invite college and university students who are doing well but need some help. $2 is better than $1, and $1 is better than $0. So we invite them in for 4 weeks. So we have, most times, the summer program for university students is between June, July, and August. So we take 1 set for June, 1 set for July, and 1 set for August. Yes. So we have 3 in June, 3 in July, and 3 in August. That's 9 students a summer program.
Benefiting from the summer program.
Yeah.
So I must say that the credit union has taken on a holistic approach when they deal with their community-based activities. So we're saying that all the stakeholders, whether it be members, whether it be a member of a community or a group, and so on, the credit union have an extensive community outreach project, and it caters to persons that are young adults, elderly, and so forth and so on. So we have right across the different age groups, we have products and services, and we have outreach programs available through Portland Credit Union.
Marcel, I just want to add something else in that persons might asks, how can one benefit from the credit union bursary
Yes.
or the scholarship? Let me speak to the GSAT bursary. It is a program that identifies excellence.